Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Setting the Pace here on Zuku Sports. My name is Sadiq Shaban. We will be looking in great detail how young talents can be nurtured and sustained in athletics, and we have an exclusive interview with yet another group of youngsters who are coming up and looking forward to making a breakthrough in athletics. That and much more coming. Plus, we are speaking to the history maker, the only woman to have achieved something special from the World Championships in Moscow this year. You need to stand by for that. This is Setting the Pace. Quite a lot has been happening in the world of athletics in terms of the newsmakers and the headliners this past week. Kenya's Geoffrey Mutai won the Udine Half Marathon in Italy to easily warm up for his title defense of the New York Marathon in November. Mutai clocked 59.06 minutes, the fourth fastest time in the world this year. Kenya's Nicholas Togom was second in 1 hour 01.0 minutes, ahead of another Kenyan Dirangu in 1 hour 0.135 minutes. Elsewhere, a total of 1,119 blood samples were collected from the athletes during the 14th edition of the World Championships in Athletics in Moscow. The IAAF has also revealed that a total of 538 athletes were urine tested during the competition and a further 132 during the pre-competition period. From urine samples, the IAAF has confirmed that 7 athletes were found to have breached the anti-doping rules and have been sanctioned or provisionally suspended. Meanwhile, defending champion Meselech Melkamu of Ethiopia will return to the scene of her triumph last year when she runs the BMW Frankfurt Marathon on 27th October. Melkamu set a course record time of 2 hours 21.01 seconds in 2012, and she will face off with Kenya's Eunice Chepkirui, Caroline Kilel, as well as Dubai Marathon champion Ethiopia's Trifi Tesegaye. What is the process of identifying and nurturing raw talent? We are going to have a very privileged setting here in Setting the Pace, because for the very first time, and it's our pleasure to have the two-time world champion in marathon in 2011 in Daegu and recently in Moscow, Edna Kiplagat is with us here in the studio. Edna, thank you very much for making time to come to Setting the Pace.
Thank you so much.
And Edna isn't alone here. In fact, they say a family that runs together stays together. Or is it the other way around? Mr. Gilbert Koech is not only Edna's husband, but also a coach and the man that has been coaching her for the last 10 years. Mr. Koech, thank you very much indeed, and welcome as well to Setting the Pace.
Thank you for your invitation.
So we are setting the pace here, literally on Setting the Pace, by having the only pair that also runs and lives together.
Yeah. But you know, we are, at the moment, women, ladies have their husband as their coach. So we have so many now, people have taken that role.
Did you pioneer that?
And there's some people pioneer, but we put to the next level.
Very well. Let me start with you, Edna. First of all, absolutely congratulations for winning again in Russia, Moscow. Let's just look at that very briefly. How does it feel to be the only woman in history to win the World Championships in marathon twice?
Yeah, it was a great day for me when I was in Moscow, when I defended my title successfully. I think I can say it was God's grace. It was not easy because being a defending champion, everybody is looking at you. But when you are going to World Championship or any other race for the first time, nobody cares. But I thank God that I defended successfully. It was because of the plans which we started early, the good training which we followed very well, and towards my end of the training, I was feeling really good. I didn't have any pain. I didn't feel anything. So I was having courage that if things goes well there, possibly I'm going to defend my title. And it was a great day for me in Moscow to defend it successfully.
You have been with Edna for 10 years. How did it all begin?
It's a long story, you know.
Cut it short. Make it short.
Because, you know, first of all, we meet as runners. It was my role model because at that time when I met her, she had been representing our country in juniors. So I was getting advice from her how to train, how to run, and I was a little bit getting to know her more. And we started as runners, and then we know each other, and then it reached a point like, oh, let's stay together.
And Edna, let me ask you this, looking back, who is this one person that saw you when you were starting to run at a very junior age and said, Edna, I think you can run?
I can say Brother Colum, because when we were running in the schools, I qualified to the district level, and that's when he found me there, and then he gave me invitation to attend the training camp in December.
Speaking of discovering new talent, here is a group of young boys from Mosoriot who have become an internet sensation in their exploits in as far as high jump is concerned. Here's a story of one man by the name Richard Biwott.
Jina langu ni Richard Biwott. Nilianza kuruka acham nikiwa primary mwaka wa 2010. Mwalimu mkuu kaniona nikiruka, akaona huyu kijana anaweza kuruka hii acham. Mpaka wa sasa hapo nikakuja kutrain. Mpaka wa sasa naona si mbaya.
Majina naitwa Espon Kiplagat Wajei. Kukimbia unajua wakimbiaji ni wengi Kenya, so na jam hakuna wenye wana participate. So we want to be the first one to participate high jump.
Mtu mwenye ameni encourage ni Julius Yego. Sasa nafurahia kuruka high jump. Kurepresent 2016 in Olympic.
Kenya wamesahau Philippines. Sisi tunataka tuwe wa kwanza participate Philippines national international.
First time ya kule ngambo ni 2.45 na huku yangu na ruka 2.1. Sasa naona nikipata mazoezi na hesabu kubwa.
2 meters.
Next year kuna Commonwealth Games. Nataka nijiunge nao, ni participate.
2.1. Richard.
Na challenges mingi hapo. Zingine inanyesha na isaanguka. Ya pili hizo miti zinavunjika. Ya tatu kwenye unarukia unaweza umia miguu na unaweza fura.
Tangu niingie kwa YouTube naenda maisha yangu naenda poa. Na si kwa nimechua nimeingia kwa YouTube. Sana nafurahia sana. Mimi naamini ya kwamba nikisucceed nitachange maisha nyumbani.
Well, it would appear that any new talent now coming out of Kenya will have to come from such discoveries as those young men initially getting exposed through the internet. And I'm sure you have seen those boys on YouTube, you know, very, very, very popular. What do you think about the talent they have? And they're saying they want to represent Kenya next year in the Commonwealth Games.
I believe if they get enough support, they'll be able to go and represent our country outside and do their best because they are willing to do it.
When you see such young talent, raw talent, I mean, in the village, in the schools, what goes through your mind as a coach?
They don't have machineries, they don't have resources to assist these young talent to exploit their talent. Some few have been doing like Brother Colum, and I have to thank primary school teachers because for the sport to reach where we are, it is them, they're doing that support, but we need a bigger support on this.
Just how many more kids, I would say, how many more talent, raw talent is out there waiting for someone to discover them?
Let me tell you, if you go, when we are running sometimes or on weekend we're walking, you find some people, some kids are having their own man-made high jump, man-made long jump. Some are doing javelin. So you see, these people are trying to explore something. If we have academies of this, we can get those people that have interest in that sport.
Now, let me just ask you another question, really. You find a lot of people in this country, they run to, improve their lives. You have seen stories of athletes running away from poverty. You're using athletics and all that. Would you say running has made your life better, looking back then and now?
Yeah, I can say running has made our life easier because, of course, we have never changed a lot. But what I can say I'm happy about it is that what we have got is we spend some of our money to help the kids. And I'm going to be discussing with that coach what Edna said with you shortly. But here is a case of what Edna Kiplagat has just talked about, using the sport of athletic to run away from the problem. Here's a such story coming out of Korogocho slums of Nairobi.
Mimi naitwa Wycliffe Ouma, nina miaka 16. Mimi ni mwanafunzi wa darasa la 8. Nasoma shule inajiita Keida. Mimi naishi na masa hapa Korogocho. Juu maisha ni ngumu wenyewe, hatuwezi push on. Nimeanza kuishi na mother nikiwa na miaka 5. Juu buda alileta tafash. Sasa akaondoka, tukabaki naishi na mother.
Niko na watoto 6 na huyu ni wa 4 kutoka nyuma.
Mimi kama kijana napenda kukimbia. Kukimbia ni talent yangu. Nataka kutransform my youths kupitia sports. Nimeona my youths wengi wanakuwa waste kwa mambo za drugs, mambo za kimapenzi, mpaka wanajipata na maradhi kama STIs kwa sababu wamekosa support ya maisha. Na wengi wameignoriwa na serikali. Kwa hivyo mimi kama kijana ningependa kuwazungumzia, kwa transform kupitia kwa ukimbiaji.
Alikuwa ananiambia, mama, kuna siku yenye Mungu anaenda kunibariki hata kama sijamaliza standard 8. Na nitakuja kutembea na Mercedes ukiona.
Mraibu wangu ni David Rudisha. Kulingana na vile anakimbia huwa anafurahia sana because amekuwa akituwakilisha kwa miaka mingi. Mimi mazoezi kwa mkasa 11 asubuhi na napiga malaps kadhaa na nafika mpaka Githurai tena narudi, kwa sababu yenyewe nataka nikuwe na pressure na ni make up in life, kwa sababu bila bidii pia hauwezi make up in life. Kitu muhimu ni bidii na challenges ninapitia kwa maisha. Ni kama wakati napenda mazoezi, watu wengi wananisuspect kwa vijana wengi wa umri langu wanaeleweka sana kwa kufanya maneno mabaya, kushirikiana na wizi, madawa za kulevya na vinginevyo vya kando. Sasa mimi kuwa naamka mapema hivyo, nafanya mazoezi, nikirudi nachukua nguo zangu za shule na valia, naenda shuleni. In the future, ningependa niwe kama David Rudisha, niweze kutoa madhangu ghetto kwa maisha amepitia magumu, niweze kumuonyesha pia kuna life mzuri nje kuliko yenye amezoea kuishi ya matatizo.
Ningependa Mungu amuinue, ampe nguvu, azidi kukimbia katika nguvu za Mungu, amsaidie atuinue juu, tuko katika maisha mbaya.
Lakini naamini Mungu siku moja atanitazamia na nitafika hiyo kwa hiyo nini ya kuishi bila kusumbukana, bila kuteseka, bila kupitia hali yoyote ngumu, kwa sababu najua yeye ananitazama na najua kila kitu napitia.
It is a story that I know many runners currently running would really identify with. Now, Gilbert, looking at you now, what have you planned in store for Edna Kiplagat as a coach for 2014?
For 2014, this we call it. There is no a bigger competition in the World Champ because it's Olympic Commonwealth Games. So I was thinking because what Edna have achieved now, I'm trying to attempt world record next year. So that's my plan now for world record. So we are training for it now because I know Edna, she's ready after the way she have been running the whole of this year. She's ready for world record.
Do you think you look at a situation one time where a Kenyan woman will be holding that record, and do you think that will be you?
Yeah, I'm seeing there's possibilities of a Kenyan woman breaking that world record, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Has the pressure increased on you ever since you retained your world championship in marathon, and people say, now look Edna, you won in Daegu in 2011, you've just won in Moscow. Now, what else is remaining is the world record. Is it too much pressure, or is it something that you had gradually built up to?
Yeah, that's one of my dreams.
Are there moments you've been hard on her in training because you wanted the very best of her, and you realize, oh, this is my wife, I'm also pushing too hard?
Let me tell you, like when you're doing marathon, there is a time a week you have to do 200 kilometers a week. So that is the time I have to be hard because I need precise, I need time, I need the distance, and we need rest. So that is the time if I tell her no, we have to do this.
So how does he become nice again after making you cover all those 200 kilometers, sometimes pushing you so hard? Does he take you out to buy you a cup of tea, or just to make sure that he's saying sorry in another way that he knows best?
Yeah, of course, he understands because he was an athlete too, and so he knows what I like and what it's not nice to me. But all in all, I know he understands.
Is there a moment he has pushed you too hard and you tell, hey, come on, Gilbert, I think this is too much?
Yeah, not most of the time.
Please, Gilbert, don't look at her. Let her speak to me, please. Gilbert, don't look at her. Tell me about that one moment that he pushed you so hard and then you said, hey, maybe this is too much.
Yeah, mostly when during the long runs, sometimes my body doesn't feel well, or it doesn't react exactly with the pace, the kind of time he wants me to run. But he's trying to be a little bit hard for me so that I can push the best to reach the time he wants. But of course, there is nothing you can do about it.
What would it mean for you if you broke the world marathon record?
Yeah, that will be another history for me to have achieved. It will be a great achievement to him too as a coach.
I hear some people call you Mother Nature. Why do they call you Mother Nature?
We like going green. We like a clean environment, and most of the time where I train is in the forest. It's clean air, clean environment, and that's what we are trying to build. That's what we are trying to make for everybody, for everybody to enjoy.
Did Wangari Maathai influence your decision in any way?
Yeah, Wangari Maathai was a great legend that I learned from her to make the environment a nice place to be, and so it's like she emulated some of us to do, and we are enjoying the environment itself.
Let me ask you something. I know you didn't expect me to ask you this, but please allow me to ask you, and I'm going to start with you, Coach. Coach, where is this one place, or what is this one thing that people don't know about you? In just one word, what is it that people don't know about you?
Most of it, they look me as someone who is soft-spoken, relaxed. But most of my mind is like I do more research in everything what I do, and I'm dedicated and believe. So for me, I have faith in what I'm thinking to do.
Okay, and Edna, let me ask you, what is the most expensive thing you bought yourself? Well, here is someone else also who probably didn't pull those moments, but how do you know, how best do you know our athletes?
My favorite food has to be chapati and chicken curry. You're speaking with an American accent. Do I even realize it? I don't. Somebody points out that I have an American accent. I don't really realize it. Daddy Owen would have to be. He is just good storyline, passion, and emotions. Like him. People don't sweat the small stuff. And that people get to enjoy life regardless of really what's happening. They stand tall and walk tall, bright smile on their faces, and get to laugh loud. My best friend in the world has to be my husband, you know. Just me. If I'm having a bad day, it's a big, you know, I could all cry. And if I'm having a great day, I'll be smiling all day long. So he's definitely my best friend. Imagine 200 students crammed in a classroom in the middle of the afternoon, all the windows shut, closed, so the room is completely dark, and you're crowded watching Sarafina. That was my first movie. I've been told to be a very good motivational speaker, and I definitely want to venture more into that. I hope that I get to do that more. And for the few foods that I've cooked, I've been told that I'm quite a cook, so maybe that. So far, my favorite travel destination would have to be Paris. You can't dispute that. That is Paris. My first kiss was simply awful. It was bad.
Thank you very much, Edna Kiplagat, for coming to Zuku Sports and particularly to Setting the Pace to discuss your insights. And thank you very much for sharing all that. And Mr. Koech, many thanks indeed for coming here on Setting the Pace.
Thank you.
So, what are members of the public thinking about ways to discover and to nurture raw talent in athletics?
Right now, marathon all over the Republic, everybody is sponsoring. But who is sponsoring Shotput? So why should I participate in something that there is nothing out of it? So they participate in these other events because there are some other people to look up to them. But right now I'm seeing javelin, they are almost venturing into it because there is YouTube, man.
Maybe they can even start with the school level where there's a lot of raw talent that there are so many, a lot of energy they can still discover, then tap it at that young age until they become something big.
There's so many people out there who do not have a forum where they can be exposed, where they can be seen. And then the other thing is with athletics here, it's known for one particular region, but we haven't looked at the other different regions as well. So I still believe 10, 15 years from now, we could still be much higher up in terms of the rankings when it comes to athletics events, if only we can find these guys. Now finding them, that's a whole different challenge altogether.
In the last episode of Setting the Pace, we asked you who is a current and reigning world champion in 5,000 and 10,000 meters in the world of athletics. If you answered Mo Farah or Mohamed Farah of Great Britain as a champion, then congratulations, you are the winner, and here are the winners. And we'll be contacting you to let you know how you can get a beautiful hamper from Zuku Sports. Now get ready. This week we are asking you, what is the world record in the men's 1500 meters and who is the record holder? What is the current record of the men in 1500 meters and who is the current holder? Get in touch with us at Zuku Sports. That's our Twitter handle. And in the next episode of Setting the Pace, we will be announcing the winners. Well, that's all the time we had for in this episode of Setting the Pace here on Zuku Sports this week. Thank you indeed very much for watching. And remember, you can get in touch with us at all time here on Zuku by using our Twitter handle at Zuku Sports, and as far as this program is concerned. On behalf of the team, thank you very much for watching indeed. My name is Sadiq Shaban. Goodbye for now.